Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
How is everyone today? I'm Tracey.
I'm Carol.
It's late.
MyOutlanderPurgatory.com.
We have to start doing this at an hour that is not, really, really late on a school night, no less.
I know. And we once again had some technical difficulties. What's up?
Oh, here's what's up.
The two of us, both of us.
Okay. So after last week's technical difficulties, with me trying to work with a mid-2009 laptop, like literally, we filmed on Friday night. Saturday morning at like 10:30, I was at the Apple Store buying a new computer. Because that's what I do for you.
Oh, I knew it was coming. That's what I do for you.
I pop down money.
Oh my God. This is how she talks to me on a daily basis.
I know, Carol, before we get into our recap of this week's episode, which was a good one, we should make an announcement. What will we be doing on Monday night?
Oh, right. So
See, this is us in training for a late night about talking with Outlander on school night.
Oh my God. And live. We can't really argue too much because we'll be live.
Wait, whoa. What was that? What was that you're drinking? You better be drinking something a little stronger than that.
Oh, well, are we doing that first? Okay, so right now it's just this. But since I like it chilled, it's a little Pinot Grigio. This one isn't even as good as Cabot. I'm not even going to tell you.
Well, I was actually at an event earlier, and so I've already had some wine, but, we can't do this, without drinking something. And, tonight's episode is called Not in Scotland Anymore, but that doesn't mean we can't drink like we're still in Scotland. Yeah.
There you go.
And here we go. Schlanjava.
And just in case anyone has ever missed my joking around about Cabot, my favorite is Santa Margherita Pinot Grigio. But I always say when I'm cheaping out, I buy Cabot because it's really good for being so much less expensive.
Gets the job done.
Gets the job done. I really enjoy it, and I don't wake up with a headache. So cheers.
There you go.
Slanja.
So, anywho, this is all rehearsal. Doing this at 10 o'clock almost.
You better hurry it up because Carol and
I are going to be the special guests on Hang Outlander, which is the live web show done by our pals at That's Normal. It's going to be this Monday, April 18th.
Yes, April 18th, 10 p.m. Eastern.
10 p.m. Eastern. And go on the blog or Twitter or Facebook or wherever to get the link to the live show and watch us because, as funny as we are, just the two of us, imagine how much funnier we're going to be with that crew.
And humble. She's so humble, too. Don't forget about that. As funny as we are.
I'm sorry, I've been reading the comments all week, and my head is like this. It's like this.
And speaking of the comments, I'm telling you right now, there's a ton about the book that I watched this. Do you ever watch one of these episodes? Well, especially this episode. I watched it and I was like, who's messing with my brain? So just want to let you guys know, I will whip out the book, the Kindle, and I will go through and to refresh on what I'm forgetting and what I'm going, but weren't they blah, 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 blah. So only answer if you want to discuss. Because I always feel so guilty when everyone's like, no, Carol, it's this. No, Carol, it's this person. No, Carol, it's this date. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm wasting their time because I know I just kind of forgot for now.
But you should still comment. You still tell.
But I love it.
We're going to mess things up, you guys.
Let me tell you something.
Our brain cells aren't what they used to be.
Let me tell you what's awesome is that during Droughtlander, it's been really slow, the blog, and I mean, there's days when it's like, oh my gosh, we haven't posted in 4 days on Facebook or something. But this has been so awesome because I posted the video on the blog, and then all of a sudden the comments started pouring in, and I'm having so much fun answering everybody and discussing. So keep them coming.
Between the blog and YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, the comments are great. We read all of them. We don't have time to respond to each and every one.
Do people tweet a lot of responses to the video?
I mean, they don't tweet like in your video. I mean, you can't in a tweet. You have 140 characters. You can be like, When you said that, like, Jamie did blah, 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 or Frank was in, did you mean that blah, blah, blah? You can't get into it that much. It's more like, you guys are hilarious, and I love you. We love this, too. So, anywho.
We are going to smush some of this, because some of it's been smushed. So, don't...
Whoa.
This whole episode, it's not like we're going to go through every single scene and all the stuff, because it's...
Can I just give my general overall impression of the Ron Moore psyche for this particular episode?
Okay.
Here it is. I think this is the Ron Moore episode of like, okay, y'all. Everything's in this episode. Like, nobody can say that I didn't give you what you wanted. You got the honeypot. You got the red dress. You got Louis, constipated at court. Like, we're good? We're good? I'm gonna go off in a little bit of a different direction now. We good? We all good? Okay, good. That's my impression.
Okay. The dream freaked me out so bad I nearly jumped off the couch when Blackjack Randall was in the bed.
That was some scary, creepy shit.
Yeah.
Right
And
there.
first of all, we had to watch it on the computer because I left the HDMI cable elsewhere. So usually I'll plug it into the TV and watch it on the big screen. So there I am on the computer, Tom and I can't enlarge the screen. So it's like this big.
Right.
And the kids were still up. So the very first scene, we had to hit mute. Because it was that scene. So it was very interesting watching. I have rewatched that scene.
That was just creepy, but this whole...
There he was. There he was. They got me with that. I did not expect...
I didn't expect it either.
I expected him... I knew right away. I was like, I think something's up here. But oh my God. So that was pretty creepy. I thought that was really well done. The way he just all of a sudden was there. But how about when they move on around the house and Claire's being all bitch-fest to everybody who's trying to help her?
Oh my God, I have this written down too. Well, wait. So we have that dream, and it's 1745, which is like a real. That's a long jump in time. Like it's been like 2 years at this point, maybe a year and a half, depending on like when in 1745 it is. But
what are you talking about?
I'm like, I have my notes here that they're in. They did the little like title of like.
She said 3 months. She said 3 months at one point.
No. But at the right after the dream, it says 1745, and she went back in 1743. So she has now been there.
Not on the show.
Yes, on the show. It was 1743. So she's been there. She's been with Jamie for
she was in Scotland for at least
a year and a half at this point.
All right, whatever.
What I was like when Claire was like, I'm so not used to having all these servants. I'm not meant to have servants. I'm like, Tracey would have no problem with the servants.
I know.
Claire, you don't want this service?
Claire's like, me and my large hat need to get out of here now, and I don't want you following me. So go change the sheets again. And all I could think of was Rosie O'Donnell in that movie about S&M, where the guy's like, what can I do for you? And she's like, go paint my house.
I never saw that movie.
How can I fulfill your fantasy? Go paint my house.
So, okay.
Oh, you should see it. It's cute.
But, honestly, if I could have a servant in my house all the time doing all that stuff, like I would be the happiest girl in public. Right now.
I do. Her name is Carol. Her name is Carol. Tom was like, oh, Claire.
Are we gonna get Tom tonight? Or?
I'm hoping he'll change his mind, but I don't think he's in the mood. And there are no wee drams this evening in the other room.
No, I thought the same thing. I was like,
get over
yourself. Just shut up.
Get over yourself.
Right.
Okay, we got to stop talking over each other because they're not going to be able to hear us both.
I know, but we both agree on that point. That's
okay. So moving on, Claire goes to see her friend. Is that where I am? Oh, don't you see little scenes and go, oh, that was from the trailer. Oh, that was from the trailer.
A little bit. Well, the next thing I have down here, I think that, so Claire leaves the house and goes into the streets.
Oh, she goes to see Raymond.
Well, yeah. But she's just like, she just walks into the streets and you see these like great shots of Paris, and I'm just like, I have written down here, I want to go to Paris so bad. I've never been to Paris, you guys, and like this episode made me just like, oh my God, I want to go so bad.
Okay, so Claire walks into the shop.
But didn't you? I mean, seriously, didn't you love it? Didn't it look amazing?
Yes, but it's already been 20 minutes, so we really need to move this along. And I'm sure everybody loved the Paris stuff, but they don't need to hear us going on and on about how much we want to go to Paris with our servants, Tracey and Carol.
I want to go to Paris. I don't even need servants to go to Paris. I'll just go.
All I have to say is, if any of you want to see a shop that's very similar, in my mind, to Raymond's shop, you need to go to the Harry Potter wand store, and forgive me, I don't know the name, in Salem, Massachusetts. She walked in, and I went, it's the wand store.
Oh.
It looks exactly the same.
I thought you were going to talk about the Harry. I was like, wait, you've been to the Harry Potter place at Universal and you didn't tell me?
No, there's a wand store. It's not.
There's a wand store at Universal.
In Salem, and it's so fantastic.
Is
and when
is it the real Harry Potter wand store, or is it just like some store that's like, yeah, we sell wands like Harry Potter?
I cannot let you, like, that's almost dissing this place, and it's so awesome.
Is it Diagon Alley? Like,
and the whole thing is like, doo, 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 doo. It's so cool. All right, anyway, so in she walks.
And there's Master Raymond.
And Master Raymond.
So what do we think of Master Raymond?
Well, I was cracking up because do you remember I used to see him as, what was his name? What would you say if we up and flew away? Was it Paul Young, was it? What was his, not Paul Young. Paul Williams.
There's supposed to be a really good documentary about Paul Williams on like HBO or something. I have it on DVR and I've never watched it.
Tracy, remember this. It was at about 21 minutes, so you can snip in a picture of Paul Williams. Paul Williams, you guys, has been my Master Raymond since day one. So this fellow is good, but he's no Paul Williams.
Your mother is one very foxy lady.
No, I always pictured Master Raymond as a little more like, I've never seen the Lord of the Rings movies, but is it Gollum? That's like the little trolley guy.
Oh, the one that says, but Master.
Master's my friend.
I don't know. But
wait. Did they steal the same guy from Harry Potter? Wasn't that little thing in Harry Potter too? Do you mean the little, little Precious? Precious.
No. Doesn't Harry Potter have like a little trolley guy, a little like big eared? I think it's Gollum.
I thought it was, yeah, I don't know why I'm calling him Precious. Maybe he's Precious in Harry Potter. Anyway, I thought Master Raymond wasn't froggish to me. Like, I don't know.
Yes, in Silence of the Lambs. John says Precious is the dog in Silence of the Lambs.
Please, mister, please. Don't you hurt Precious.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. Yes, you will, Precious. You will get the hose.
Right. So, okay, don't you love how Claire's all, ew, servants, get away. And then she's like, oh, Master Raymond, you own a shop. I'm going to be nice to you.
No.
Hello.
Yeah. No. So, but I did like Master Raymond. I thought he was. I will say I'm never a big Master Raymond fan. Like, like I know there's supposed to be a big Master Raymond like book or series at some point, and I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. But not a huge. He's not one of my favorite characters. How are you playing that? I can't even get it to work.
Ooh, Master Raymond has given her a little scolding lecture about her part in the burning of the ship. I'm surprised Claire didn't light the match.
I know, right?
Let's not get back on that. We already covered that.
So, all right, so we meet Master Raymond, and he's all, like, up in the apothecary stuff, and, like, Claire, like, looks like she's found a kindred spirit, and it's all good.
Claire's loving on him in like 2 seconds after walking in the shop. Why don't I remember his the girl who works there with him?
Oh yeah, I thought that too. He might have had somebody work. I think he did have somebody working there. Like, wasn't there like a family, or maybe was it his family, or
I don't know, but all I have to say is, oh, Jamie and Murtagh. And I'm sorry, has Murtagh suddenly become hot?
Murtagh was so awesome in this episode.
And forgive me.
Can't even get over his bad self.
Forgive me, because I know a lot of you are going to be like, no, he was already hot last year. I've loved him. We've all loved Murtagh, but he's a different guy this season. And little one of my notes I'm going to read for you. Okay, this is spoiler, though. Should I say it or not? Can you put it in a spoiler warning?
Spoiler alert.
Excuse me, spoiler alert.
Okay, spoiler alert for any of you who have not read any more of the books. Just go away for 2 seconds. La la la. I was like, why not just keep Murtagh around?
What do you mean?
Like, you know how a series will evolve on TV from a book, they'll like make changes, aka Lafayette.
Uh-huh.
Can't we just Lafayette Murtagh?
Oh, well, we'll see. I think there's gonna be a lot of Lafayette.
You know what, man?
That's what I'm thinking.
He doesn't have to do a lot, but over the years, come on now. Just keep Murtagh. I might start a petition.
Murtagh.
I'm going to protest. I am going to protest.
Lafayette
Okay.
Murtagh.
So anyway,
hashtag Lafayette Murtagh. Get it on a t-shirt. All right, end of spoilers.
Is
this the part
thing,
where they were practicing with swords? Because I forgot.
And when he was with his hand and he was like, fight it. Oh my God.
I know.
Oh, I was so like, oh boy, this is tough.
Yeah, this was the kind of episode where it was like had a real narrative flow to it, and then this event led to this event. It was just like a bunch of scenes because I don't have like first this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened.
Right. It's really not you. How much are you going to break down them practicing to?
That's what I'm telling you. This was like the homage to the book readers. This was just like pack in everything that the book readers love about Dragonfly and shove it in one episode. Right. You know?
Right. I'm with you.
It totally. All right, so they're doing the sword play, whatever. The next thing I have down here is that they're in the brothel. Did I miss something?
Well, no. He just got the invite, or they got the letter from Jared about the Bonnie Prince wanting to meet with him.
Oh yeah.
And they go to the brothel and they meet with him,
there
and
he is.
I hated him.
Douche.
Charlie
is a douche.
Are we supposed to hate him? Because I hate him.
I think we hate him.
And I was expecting him to be like so pretty, but they didn't really pretty him up or anything.
No, that's the thing. I mean, yes, I completely agree. Not only is he just sort of like, milk toast looking, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, douche, as they would say in France.
Yeah, and touche. And Murtagh, I just thought he was just a love. The way those, the word hooker isn't good enough for this, but the way those ladies of the Parisian evening were coming on to them, and Murtagh was like, "Get away!"
The next time I watch this scene, because again, I've only watched it once, but the next time I watch it, I'm going to keep my eyes focused the entire time on Murtagh, because it is probably hilarious. Murtagh was so good. Murtagh's... what? Oh, I don't know. I'm like looking at my notes that I wrote at like 11:15 last night. But Murtagh was just like, the looks coming out of Murtagh were so funny.
Yeah.
Like, this boy be cray. Like,
yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
and then they go home and they tell Claire.
Wait, before I have written down, Jamp and Murtagh are all real on Chuck's A's.
What?
And I think that means
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that, please?
I literally have Jamp and Murtagh are all real on Chuck's ass. And I think that must mean that, like, you know, they tell it like it is, bro. They're like, look, bro, yeah, Scotland, not prepped for you. So,
He's
you know,
a little pampered baby.
He is a little spoiled bitch.
Who needs to go home to mommy.
Yeah, now, do you remember hating the prince that much in the books? I mean, I remember thinking...
No, I thought he was funny.
Was kind of like, you know, like Mozart in Amadeus? Like that. Like, kind of bratty a little bit.
I'm embarrassed to say I've never seen it.
Amadeus. I love that movie.
And Mrs. Heidler wanted me to see it.
Our piano teacher.
Our piano teacher from way back when was like, Carol, you have to see this. And maybe I'll see it over the weekend if I can.
It's a very good movie. I like Amadeus. But
of course,
you'll totally know. You'll totally get it.
And sadly, all that's in my head right now is Rock Me Amadeus.
Because Mozart in that movie, like, has this laugh, like, and that's exactly like what I pictured Prince Charlie would be like.
Yeah, I thought he would be more.
But no, he was just like full on douche, like full on.
Didn't like him at all.
Shut up.
Although when they cast him, I swear to God, were they like, all right, bring the portrait? Because I looked it up while we were watching it. I was like, I've got to look up Bonnie Prince Charlie. And I looked him up and I'm like, he really looks like him. It's creeping me out.
But I will say, and I apologize in advance, all of the new actors this season, I don't know anybody's name.
I don't either.
The actor playing Prince Charlie is really good. I mean, like,
as the season goes on, we will give them their props. But right now,
But
okay.
I just don't know. I just don't know. Oh, I know what it was. The best Murtagh look of the whole scene was where, like, they're sort of finished their talking, right? And, like, Charlie's like, yeah, I gotta go, like, you know, hook up with some hoes. And it's like this. And Jamie looks at it like, and, like, he didn't look at the camera, but you know he wanted to like this. And then he, like, kisses Charlie's hand, and Murtagh is priceless. Oh my God. So funny. So funny, the whole thing. So funny. I just, like, have ring kissing Murtagh. Funny.
I didn't notice that, but the shaving scene, or excuse me, the waxing scene comes next.
Well, then we move on to Claire has gone to visit her friend Louise. Is it Louise? Louise.
Louise. And Mary Hawkins, didn't she make you cry?
Oh,
she's so sad, and she's got to deal with this one. Oh,
I know. So Louise, I mean, what'd you think of Louise? I like Louise. She's
Louise.
fun.
Louise is a lot of fun. Louise is a good addition to the season. She's gonna be a lot of fun. She's kind of
like Gillis without the cray cray. She's like, if you strip away the cray cray from Gillis, and just make it all about, like, let's have a good time.
Yeah,
you know?
That's her. That's her.
I think that's good, and I think that Claire needs a foil, like a sort of somewhat like party girl, crazy girl foil to, like, bounce off of. You know?
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
So
There's really not.
Louise.
What'd you think of the honeypot? I'm kind of moving on to the next scene, the honeypot mention.
It was, you know, I think that had we not gotten that, book readers would have been up in arms.
Well, I kept thinking, doesn't he say it about Louise? She shaved her honeypot? I thought he said it about Louise.
I think you're right, actually.
Yeah, I always hear it in my head, is she shaved her honeypot?
I think that you're right.
They tried to make it, like, more sexy. I feel like that element is missing, unfortunately. Like,
I mean, that's a good segue to get into why it's missing.
You know what? The bottom line is, I'm going to go there because this is one of my notes. A lot of my notes are just sort of overall. Mm-hmm. Jamie is just, you know, in the book, he's never.
I don't think this is a spoiler because I know what you're going to say, and go ahead.
He's clearly, you're never going to be over it. But the book is more, just like so many other series out there, and I always compared it to True Blood, to the Sookie Stackhouse books, so much more whimsical, and he's just not, there is an underlying depression here with him that's always under the surface. You know what I mean? And in real life, I say, well, of course. Who wouldn't be? She said it's been 3 months or something. But because I'm so used to the book situation and book Jamie, you know, he just didn't hold on to it so much. He held on to it, but he didn't. It came out in his dreams in the book because he wasn't living it 24/7 in real life, as if there's real life. You know what I mean? But in this, Jamie's a different guy.
This isn't a spoiler. I mean, both in the book and the show, Jamie's the aftermath of all this, the PTSD, if you will.
I said that to Tom. I was like, it's PTSD.
The PTSD manifests itself in sleeplessness. And that's a big thing. Like, Claire will find Jamie just kind of, like, sitting at the window, not being able to sleep, or, yes, he'll go off and, like, work on the ledger or whatever. And that's absolutely a factor of the book. The problems in the bedroom when you're not sleeping, that's not an issue in the book.
That's my point.
In the book, he pretty much, like, gets back to business, you know.
Back to unflagging joy. There's none of this, you know, and then I feel guilty for feeling that way because in real life, of course it would be like this.
Right. And so really, it's more like, you know, it's too, we have to keep thinking. We have to keep saying, book Jamie, TV Jamie, very different. Book approach, TV approach, different. And it's kind of, I mean, you're right. The TV approach is kind of realistic, and it's kind of giving this layer of conflict between the two of them that is interesting.
Well,
now, let's hope that they resolve it, you know, more or less.
I'm assuming they're going to have the big scene.
Yes, there will be some sort of big
It's not, at this point in the book, the unflagging joy is happening. But I think they're setting us up for a big scene.
You mean another, like, I cannot be gentle about it scene?
Yeah, like he's finally, they're just going to have like a big, because she's waiting and he can't, and she's being patient. And once again, don't you love the whole, you know, it's sort of like when you go back to book 1 and he's a virgin and you're like, wait, I'm sorry, what? Now it's the same thing all over again. Like it's a total turn. Usually it's the man waiting for the female who's been assaulted, and now we have the man. It's fascinating.
Good call.
It's fascinating in a way to watch. It's just, I'm so torn because on the one hand, I'm like, yes, they have to do it this way. Kind of like the way Tracey and I used to make fun of Melrose Place, the way they'd tackle alcoholism in one episode. You know, and then the next week they'd be right back to whatever. You know, oh, she was an alcoholic, but she's in recovery now, and we're good. It's been 45 minutes. But so in this, they're doing it really realistically. So on the one hand, I'm appreciating that fact. And on the other hand, I'm like, bring back Jamie. Oh my God, the scroll work in this banister, in this leading up the stairway alone is killing me. I have got to go right now. Like you said, to Paris.
I want to go to Paris so bad. I mean, did you watch... Oh, I have to interject here, because if you guys have not gone onto the Starz community site and watched, like, every ounce of content on there, it is so effing amazing to watch. And I haven't even watched it. I mean, clearly it's not up for this week yet, for this episode yet, or it's not at the time of this video. But last week, there's all of these clips that show, like, the special effects. So, for example, when they're walking out of the plane, it's all green screen. Like, the whole thing is green screen. Like, there is a little bit of the base of a plane, sort of, but the green screen is, like, at the nose of the plane and sort of around, and you see what it looks like. They have, like, 10 extras or something walking out of the plane, but then they sort of layer the special effects onto it, and you see like just what they did with it. So fascinating. But the best part is there's a copy of episode 201 of the script with Ron Moore's like notes on it, and you see like what they cut, you see like why they cut it, you see the decisions that they made. So I mean, like you could like spend a whole day just like wandering around all that stuff and looking.
Do they release them?
What? Say what?
Do they release them in accordance with the episodes? Like, do they release new ones weekly?
I bet you there'll be new content for each.
I think that it sounds cool, but I think that I would probably prefer to wait until the end of the season and then go back and look at all that stuff.
I don't know.
Definitely after, like, I don't love. This is going to sound kind of funny coming from someone who's slightly dabbled in a little film production. I don't love seeing the behind the scenes stuff because it makes it less. I like to go for my hour and lose myself and escape into their world. So if I watch behind the scenes stuff, you know, like sometimes on HBO or Starz or Showtime, they'll have the behind the scenes before the film is released or before you watch it. I mean, I don't want to know. Like, it's kind of like spoiler stuff.
That's funny. And see, I look at it from an acting perspective, and I'm like, okay, if I was like, you know, it's so easy to imagine like being in a scene when you're seeing the finished product and like the, you know, hundreds of extras there or whatever. But I think to myself, okay, this is what it really looks like. And if I was plopped down, you know, on this like ladder with green screens all around and having to imagine that there's 100 people getting off this plane and that New York City is in the distance, and you know, would I be able to do that? What would that be like? What would you have to focus on or whatever? But it's, for me, it's interesting. It's interesting to sort of see that, like, to peek behind the curtain. I like to pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Again. So wait, what was I talking about before?
Let's move on to the party.
So I mean, it's the difference is interesting. I think it adds a layer that's kind of contemporary almost.
What? What are you talking about?
I'm going back to wrap up the conversation we were having before about
Jamie not being the same guy.
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, and you know,
it bums me out because I miss whimsical Jamie.
Well, I mean, whimsical Jamie and like can't get it up Jamie are not the same thing. Essentially.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, so when
that's the conversation we're having.
Whimsical?
That's the conversation we're having right at this very moment.
Oh, hold on. I wouldn't call that whimsical. I call it a lot of things, but
I'm saying
whimsy,
he can't be
spontaneous.
His fun. To me, it's not just in the bedroom. I see it with him. He's like hardened.
Well, that's true. Yes, I agree with that.
Overall, he is hardened, and don't even dare say to me, "Well, he's grown up or he's becoming a man."
No, but I think
bullshit. He was assaulted, and he's now hardened. And in the books, you don't see that as much. You see it from the dreams and the this and the that. But there's so much. It's Diana Gabaldon. There's so much fun, silly stuff that happens among all of this. You know what I'm saying? But with this, you're seeing it in front of your face, and he's a different guy.
I don't know. I think at this point in the books, he starts to get a little more responsible, a little more with the weight of the world. I mean, he's got the weight of, you know, Scotland on his shoulders right now. I think that's I don't know that that's like a huge change from the book. I think the big change from the book right now is that the repercussions of what happened to him are manifesting themselves in the bedroom. That's a big difference.
Because he got that out of the way in the book, in when she performed the exorcism of sorts.
Right.
There was sex involved in that.
Right. Right.
And so he's sort of after that. I mean, hell, we had the sulfur spring.
Well, without spoiling the book for those who haven't read the book, and if you haven't read the first book at this point.
Oh, tough shit.
What?
Let me tell you
I know. Oh, totally.
Let me tell you something.
We're spoiling that anyway.
Tracy usually says tough shit to me because I'm like she'll post something about a show like a few days after its season finale, and I'll be like, they might not have seen it yet, and she's like, tough, blah, blah, blah. But with this, we're on season 2, which correlates with book 2, Dragonfly and Amber. So if y'all haven't at this point seen all of Outlander season 1 or read the book and are mad at me for talking about it, come on now. That's not really fair.
Let's just say that by the end of it, as we said, by the end of the first book, the bedroom, we're all good. We're all good in that area.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, but again, it's real, and I find it interesting. Do I miss, the nice, scenes, whatever? I can go read the book again if I want that. Whatever.
Okay, we got to move on because
it
is 45 minutes in, and we have had some complaints lately about the time. So let's hurry it up.
Yeah, by my husband, basically.
How about Jamie's little friend from Paris,
Annalise? Because that's the next thing I've gotten written down too. So wait, are we at the party now? We're at court.
Yes, and she kind of gave me leg hair in a way.
Okay. So I don't. It's not a spoiler, and it's not a spoiler if you say something is not in the book. This is a huge departure from the book. She does not appear. She does not appear.
Well, they have to because he goes back for the dressing and the shitting.
Well, we'll get to that. But no,
it's hard to discuss because they smushed them together.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
So now they had to kind of. Did we even know this story from this, or was it from one of Diana's novellas that we know this story?
No, we never hear of Annalise. Certainly not in this. I mean, maybe she gets referred to like very offhand as like some.
She's
chick
there. She's
Jamie
at the party.
Some chick Jamie had a crush on or something.
No, she's at the party. She's there.
In the TV show, she's at the party. In the book, we never see her.
I thought she's at the party in the book.
Oh.
Yes. She's involved. It happened, but it wasn't so much of a conversation. She wasn't a complete biatch. She was nicer to Claire, and it wasn't, Jamie, come on, I have to take you upstairs so you can go watch some shit. It was just a quiet little in passing, oh, Jamie, oh, hey, what's up, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, we used to date, whatever. See, or I used to be a head over heels for her, and we dueled, and the guy won, and that was that.
I don't think so, but you guys correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I think
the only thing I'm not sure of is I said, was it in Dragonfly, or was it in one of Diana's other...
that was in one of the other... No, it wasn't in Dragonfly. Yes,
I'm not talking about the waitress. Person. I'm not talking about the bar wench. I'm talking about this one. That's something completely different.
I don't know. I don't think that she shows up in Dragonfly. But
I think she's at the party.
But the other thing is that like again, you're right in that they're smushing everything into this one party because the whole let's go watch the preparations of the king happens in the morning. Like Jamie goes, yes.
He gets invited to go back.
I'm not even going to mark that as a spoiler because who cares?
No, but the whole red dress, remember with the what's-his-name was in the alcove.
Right.
And I was like, Diana sure does love her nastiness in an alcove.
All right. So, anywho, let's all right, we're spending too much time, the book this. Okay, so they go to court, which is, basically a big party. And do you think they have court? Do you think they have court every night, or is it only once a week, or what?
How'd you like the dress?
Okay, so the dress,
not her dress.
Wait, Titty McGee's dress? Was this Janet Jackson's dress?
Miss Jackson looking nasty.
Oh, girl, that was more than a wardrobe malfunction. That was. It was so neat to see it. Because remember, I'm sorry, the book, you read about it. Oh my God, it was fantastic. It was and Murtagh was like,
Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
wow.
I know.
How did you like did you feel like Ron was like, we got the porridge in?
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, that was another one. If you're giving a teeny Tony to like the winner of this episode, it's Murtagh. Murtagh, Duncan LaCroix gets the teeny Tony for the episode because he was just so fabulous in like every single frame that he was in. So good. So all right. So Jamie like bumps into like, you know, Annalise, and there's all sorts of like, oh. And you know, since I've been watching this, like, since I've been totally binging Gilmore Girls, it was totally like some sort of like crazy, you know, Lorelai, Luke, Christopher thing for me. But whatever. Y'all get that if you watch Gilmore Girls. So Annalise is like, oh, Jamie, I'll take you up to court to like watch the like king get ready for stuff.
And she's all, Claire, don't you worry, because I can't go in with them. I was howling at that. Like, if I were Claire, especially when he's been less than.
I know. Well, Claire should have been all like to Louise, like, okay, Louise, like, I'm totally done with this. Let's go, like, on the prowl.
I would have. The minute he took off, I would have been like, you, come in, lovable.
So let's talk. Okay, so let's talk
You
about.
You missed that.
What?
You missed how I some way worked a Dirty Dancing reference into an Outlander discussion.
We talked about Dirty Dancing before in an Outlander discussion.
I said, come in, lovable. Okay, what's next?
I'm sure we've said, like, at least nobody puts XYZ character in a corner at least 17 times in these videos.
This time it's Mary Hawkins.
And Mary Hawkins, meanwhile, is, like, talking to Alex and Randall, but we'll get to him. Because we first have to, wait. We first have to go upstairs or down the hall or wherever to where King Louis is prepping for the party.
Is having a shite.
He's trying. Here's the problem. King Louis needs the squatty potty. Have you ever seen that?
King Louis needs to chill. And King Louis needs a little bit of alcohol and given the porridge.
No, I'm telling you, he needs the squatty potty.
And an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
He does need the porridge too.
Fruit and fiber, man. That's what he needs.
I'm sure the French diet is like basically like wine and cigarettes. So yes, I agree with that.
I cannot believe they all would sit there and watch them do that.
It's so gross.
Why would you want to be watched?
Well, I mean, I guess he doesn't care because he's been like watched since he was born, whatever. So it's not a big deal to him, really.
Gross.
But no, that was really gross. That scene's right out of the book, and it was really great.
Well, let me just tell you really quick. I also watched Rain, although I haven't seen it in forever. There's reasons for that. They had a scene one time on Rain where it was a marriage and it wasn't the shite, it was the consummation of the marriage that they would all come in and watch.
Well, they talked about that even like with Jamie and Claire last season.
Yes,
They didn't actually watch it, but they had to like know that's why they were all downstairs because they had to know that it was going to happen.
Right, right.
That's that's kind of common, like that.
But this was
looking at the sheets and stuff.
Yes, but Rain wasn't. It's France. You know what I mean? Like this shit went down.
Ooh. Well, shit did not go down for King Louis, unfortunately, because he did not have the squatty potty.
Oh my! I don't know what the squatty.
You've never heard of the squatty potty?
Squatty potty. The best poop of your life. The best poop of your life. Squatty potty. Pooping will never be the same.
Oh God, help me! Let's move on, please. Come on now, y'all can Google, all right?
No, I'm telling you. All right. So, what did you think of King Louis? I kind of loved him. I kind of thought he was awesome.
He was kind of cute. He was the way I thought Bonnie Prince Charlie was going to be.
No, I thought he was.
I froze.
He was exactly right. Like, he just hit all the right notes.
Yeah, he was great.
He was just, like, good-looking enough. I actually pictured him as being a little less good-looking, but, you know.
Yeah, I was like, this guy's better looking than I pictured him, yeah.
And, like, just, like, bitchy enough to people he needed to be bitchy to. And just, like I liked that he was finally, like, to Jamie, like, alright, huh? And he's like, So, like, you know, he kind of, like, likes Jamie now. I loved Louis. I thought he was great. Whoever that actor is, we'll find his name, but I'm sorry, I don't know it offhand.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
But very good. So, okay. So then, who do we know? I mean, we know he's coming back because we see him in the credits in the beginning, but, like, who makes a return but
Sandringham.
Sandringham.
Oh, God. The whole time he was on the screen, I was going, and I was grabbing Tom, and I was like, yes! He was so amazing. I love how much he hates Claire. I love how he loves Jamie and can't stand Claire.
I know.
And when the minute Jamie's out of the picture, he's all, ooh, Claire, I can't stand you.
I was just surprised to see him because I didn't hear anything. And granted, you know, I didn't have my ear to the ground like in every second of Outlander, but I didn't hear anything about him coming back. So I was like,
oh, I did.
I hadn't heard, and I was thinking to myself, like, you know, I wonder if he'll be back. Like, I haven't heard anything that he's, like, appeared or whatever. So when I saw him in the credits, I was like...
Yes, I knew he was coming back.
So it was so great to see him, and he's, you know, as deliciously evil as ever.
Oh, my God.
It's fabulous.
So perfect.
They
could have him on every week, and I would be very happy.
And then we have Alex Randall, who is the brother of Blackjack.
Very
Blackjack.
Very anticlimactic. He doesn't like look exactly like Blackjack.
No. I mean, I don't look exactly like you, and we're still related. So
Tracey, in the book, she passed out because she thought it was him. He looked that much like him that she thought it was him and fainted.
I don't really remember that, but okay.
And it wasn't him, it's the brother. And I just thought, I just love him talking to Mary Hawkins. And poor Mary Hawkins has to marry this gross. We didn't see him yet, did we? The guy that Mary Hawkins...
No, we didn't see him yet. We just talked about him. But I think he's flatulent or... No, he has warts. I'm sorry. He's not flatulent. Although
yes, he has warts.
But he has warts.
Yes. Bonnie Prince Charlie wishes he was a little more flatulent. That would get things moving around in there.
No, that's the King Louis.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Bonnie Prince Charlie. Bonnie Prince Charlie, douchey. King Louis, constipated. Get them straight.
French, Scottish. I'm mixing up my royals.
Okay, so we meet Alex Randall. He is the Duke's secretary. Seems like a nice guy.
He's adorbs.
He is adorbs. He's very cute. He seems to have a little eye for Mary Hawkins, for a little meek Mary Hawkins. And then, I forget what exactly he's going to have to tell his brother about, but he's going to have to tell his brother about something. Dun, dun, dun!
God bless her. I felt that when she's all, do I tell him? If he finds out that I knew and I didn't tell him, she's got quite the conundrum on her hand, let me tell you.
Oh my God. What is Claire to do?
I don't know what she's going to do.
What is Claire to do? So clearly Jamie does not know this. Although I have to say, like, I think it's going to be hard to keep it from him.
You think it's going to be what?
I think it's going to be hard to keep it from him. Don't you think? Like, I mean, like...
Well, how do you know she's going to keep it from him?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I think maybe she'll tell him.
I don't know, but I think it's an interesting... and I might have to do... I'm trying to think if this is a spoiler or not. I'm going to mark this as a spoiler. I don't really think it is. I don't really think that, like, it tells you something that happens in the book that's so different from this, but I'll mark it as one anyway.
Excuse me! Spoiler alert!
Okay.
In the book, Jamie and Claire find this out together. It's not a secret that Claire has to keep. Or, may or may not keep. We don't know what's going to happen next week. But I think that it's very interesting. I think bravo to Ron and the writer's room for coming up with this idea that Claire finds out and has this conflict now of, oh my God, what am I going to do? Am I going to tell him? Am I not going to tell him? Am I going to, go track down Randall and kill him myself for reals?
Is he ever going to have sex with me again? Who knows?
Oh my God. But it's a very, don't you think so? It's a very interesting conflict that they've set up here. Really smart, I think.
Very interesting, and I do once again love the role reversal, the tables being turned. I'm going back to my own little comment from a minute ago because I was joking, but I'm kind of serious. Like, she's got to look at that every day, and be like, damn, how do I get that back to where it was? And now she's got to oh my God, if I tell him, he's going to want to go kill him, or he's going to be terrified.
She doesn't know that. She doesn't, I don't know. She doesn't know what he's going to do.
He's never going to want to again. Is he going to be afraid? Is he going to be filled with rage? What is he going to do? Right. What is he going to think? Is he going to crawl into a corner and try and find a happy place? What's he going to do?
Right.
No. So I really felt that last night. I felt that I could feel where she was coming from, because I thought, I'm a big one for honesty, and I'm a big one for just tell them and let them deal with it and let it unfold the way it's going to. I do not like secrets. But I was like, she's worried about his well-being. Yeah. And if she tells him, his well-being might be in the toilet. He needs to recover from what he's been through so that he's strong enough to handle this new information.
Right. Well, his well-being right now is not he's not being well, exactly.
Right.
Not quite at the well-being point yet.
Ain't no well or being.
No.
Talk amongst yourselves, I'll give you a topic. Well-being is neither well nor being. Discuss.
But I really do. I like it a lot. I like how she's presented with this, question or this conundrum. Should I tell him? Should I not?
Right. That's exactly right.
Very interesting. Here's a question for you. Does the Duke know what happened between Jamie and Blackjack? Because the Duke was making a whole lot of dooky faces.
He was very coy.
Yeah. But I don't know if that...
And he even said something about Jack Randall. And I was like, my man doesn't know, does he?
Yeah.
Didn't you think that?
That's the last thing I have in my notes. Does the Duke know what happened? Because the Duke was all he was just making those dooky faces, oh yes, I know that very well. According to
the king of France wishes he was making dooky faces.
The King of France tried to make dookie faces, but it wasn't working.
He did make many dookie faces, but nothing happened. I need myself some more.
Carol and I could have
Please, sir, may I have some more?
We could do a whole podcast on dookie faces.
Tracey, oh my God, don't be obnoxious. Damn, move this along.
Oh my God. Irritable bowel syndrome. Just putting it out there.
What?
Irritable bowel syndrome. Just putting it out there.
Do you have that?
No, you do.
Oh my God! I once had somebody say to me, wow, aren't people who have IBS really supposed to be really skinny? was like, thanks. It's not. I'm an exception to that rule. Okay, so anyway, I'm having a problem with like buffering and stuff, so I can't go too far. I keep trying to pass. I'm so impatient. I'm so damned impatient. I'm too impatient for the internet because I can't sit and like wait for it. You know what I mean? I'm passing certain things. So are we done?
I think
I finished my notes.
Pretty much it. Emma. It's coming back. It's coming back now. I haven't been able to access the thing all video long.
I keep getting stuck.
Wait.
Down. Hi.
Is there any specific part that we want to see again?
Tracy, I've been through this. No. And you know what? We've been doing this now for almost an hour and 5 minutes. We're done. Everybody
I'm at 58 minutes. And
everybody last week was like, oh, wow, girls, a little long. So we're done. All right, everyone.
Who said that we were a little long?
Plenty. If you visited the blog once in a while, you would see all.
Listen. Even if I tried to keep that appalling news from him, in time he'd be sure to learn the truth.
See, she's looking at Jamie. He's all like,
"What then?"
Then the fireworks.
We're gonna go because Tracy's gonna watch this again.
And then the fireworks, and it's like metaphorical fireworks because you guys, the fireworks are really about to happen. That's
I got really distracted by the fireworks because I was like, how they do fireworks in the 18th century in France?
Oh, kind of true that. And they were nice fireworks. I mean, they were like, on caliber with like the Macy's 4th of July fireworks.
Oh, well, I can't remember what Tom's smart-ass remark was, but it was pretty damn funny, and I can't remember. Hey, Tom, you awake in there?
Yeah, we need our minute with Tom.
No answer.
That should be like a regular thing that we do now.
I would love that, and we'll try. I will try. I'll work on that. All right, everyone. It's been fun. Hope you're having a good. Tracy. I hope you're having a good time watching the show as much as we are because it's lots of fun this season.
It is lots of fun. I think it's going to get a little more stressful now. Like I said, I think that they've kind of loaded up this episode with all the fun goodies from the books, but now shit's going to get real, except for Louis shit, which...
Don't you feel like we're halfway through the book already? I'm like, oh my God, it's only been 2 episodes.
I know. Well, I think... Here's the
spoiler. You gonna say a spoiler right now?
Now, here's the lesson. But the lesson of this episode is that I think that it's going to be very interesting for book readers because I think there's several choices that were made in this episode that are unique to the show, and that are kind of maybe indicating that book readers are going to be very surprised, and book readers aren't going to know exactly what to expect.
I love that.
In the same, I know, I do too.
I enjoy it because it feels like it's new.
I know when the way that this episode ended was kind of different from the book, and I was like, ooh,
right.
This is really cool. We didn't even talk about the red dress. Really, we started to, and then we stopped. But it was gorge. Gorge.
And how did you like that?
But I got to tell you.
It was like this.
My favorite part...
Wait, hang on.
All right. My favorite part, the shoes. Those shoes were killer. They were so awesome.
Oh, yeah.
With the little, buckle, 7 rows of buckles.
Oh, they were awesome.
Love them.
How'd you like how Jamie was like, you want to go out in that? I can forbid it, and I don't like this. And okay. Don't you feel like Jamie's getting a little, I don't know. I just feel like he's...
I gotta tell you this. I think if you wore that dress, Tom would say the same thing. Car! You going out like that?
I don't know if you're hearing this or not, Tom. Tracey says you wouldn't have let me out in the red dress. Tracey doesn't know what she's talking about. Really? You'd let me wear something like that?
No, you totally would be like, Car, what you wearing?
You'd be like, Car, what you wearing? Yeah, he's tired because he just walked by and waved. Somebody is not in the mood this evening.
All right, maybe next week. All right, you guys. It is over an hour now, so we have to sign off.
Yeah. So it's something very important. I'll be up in a minute. Let's just make sure that I believe that you mentioned the Gilmore Girls, so now I'm going to mention this. April 25th, y'all.
Turn, great. I mentioned Gilmore Girls, like that. Gilmore Girls. Bye! Okay.
Turn, April 25th, season 3 premiere, so if you have not watched seasons 1 and 2, go back and watch it, because if you are an Outlander fan, chances are you are going to love Turn Washington Spies on AMC. Thank you.
You guys, Carol has promised to watch the Gilmore Girls if I watch Turn. And I say I am the winner in that bet, since there are, 13 episodes a season of Turn, and there's 2 seasons right now. And there's 7 episodes of Gilmore Girls, 22 episodes each.
Yeah, well, you started watching Turn and couldn't. She gave up, you guys, because they all look alike.
They do all look alike. I'm sorry they do.
Oh, for God's sake.
Right.
Tracey, some of the hottest actors are on. They have made Benedict Arnold, Major Andre, Ben Talmadge. They've made these guys hot.
I could watch the episode where Peter is in the play of the Brady Bunch,
Tracey,
and learn all the same stuff in 22 minutes.
You watch this show, and you're like, they're all hot. It's the American Revolution, and they're all gorgeous. And you're like, this one's mad at this one, and now there's love triangles. It is so good.
Yeah.
It is. You have to keep going.
Yeah. All right. Watch us on the blog. Read the blog. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. Don't forget, Monday, April 18th, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, I don't know if I said
anything. We promise.
I don't know if I said anything. You talked about that. We were invited. That's Normal. It's very nice. What they're doing is they're bringing on other Outlander sites to guest on their show on Monday nights. So we are this Monday, April 18th.
Don't you think that they were like, is it a coincidence that like we're going to be on their show on a night when we need to talk about honeypots and pooping?
I'm afraid. That is a conversation that I could have with, like, Beth, like, any old time in a bar, and, like, Becca and the crew, but, like, you stick us on TV, and I'm going to be Cindy Brady, Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge, Cindy, Baton Rouge.
I'm going to be like this. Carol, what are you drinking?
I think that those girls got a hold of the show, watch it, and they were like, honeypots and pooping. Who can we get to guest and talk about that? I know, Carol and Tracey.
God. Oh, my God. All right, guys.
All right, you guys. Fun. It's been real and fun at the same time, and we will see you next week. Bye.